Now at 10, the city of Pittsburgh announces grant funding to bring more art to the downtown district. Plus, a winner is announced in a special election for city council in Carterville, Missouri. And Pitt State gives the public its first look at its new nursing simulation hospital.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Voters in Carterville, Missouri were back at the polls today for a special election to determine the winner of a race for Ward 2 on the City Council. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. Judy Martin defeated Terry Arterburn by a vote of 51 to 39. The special election was called after Martin and Arterburn tied in the election earlier this month.
You know, I don't already know where to start. I've had so many people call and so many posts and so many people get with me in one way or another. I want mainly to thank everybody who supported me and who were there with me.
Happy that I've served on planning and zoning for a year. I still have a ton of good ideas and things that I want to bring to the community, and I will keep moving forward with them.
The special election cost the city $1,100. But they saved more than $2,500 by counting the ballots by hand rather than a machine. City of Pittsburgh wants to bring more art downtown. KOAM's Yana Hautala visited some of the murals in town and talked with officials and an artist about grants the city is providing.
The City of Pittsburgh's Downtown Advisory Board wants to support local artists for painting murals such as this one here downtown.
Broadway, of course, is a really great location for murals. Just adds a little uniqueness to Pittsburgh, a little character to downtown.
Christy Yucky says last year the city only had one applicant, but this year they already had 3 projects requesting help to offset costs from the advisory board's $2,500 funding. One of them being Ian Jovan.
Because we do have deteriorating brick buildings, so being able to not only put some color on them, but help preserve the buildings because the paint does help, with weather and all that stuff. So
Jovan, who already painted 2 murals, received a grant from the city to paint 2 more. The community can expect to see the first one by North Broadway in about a month.
I like to do it really fast. I like to do it at night so nobody sees me doing it, kind of in secret. So the big one I did on the rear of the building of the lady, it took me and a friend probably about 2 nights to really make it happen. Just as bad as that one.
The artist wants to bring life to his home city.
Yeah, I've always loved Pittsburgh, but it hasn't been what I wanted, so it's getting to make Pittsburgh what I want. So, and hopefully I get to continue to do that through the rest of my life.
Downtown is thriving, it's growing every day, there's new stuff happening, it's just a fun place to be.
In Pittsburgh, Yana Hautala, KOAM News.
Yoki said anyone interested in applying for a grant should do so before the city runs out of time and runs out of those grants. You can find a link to the grant application on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Pittsburgh State University is giving the first look at the new nursing simulation hospital. The simulation hospital is adjacent to McPherson Hall, the original building for the School of Nursing. Nursing students now have a space to practice, study, and get hands-on learning.
Really ties in their didactic learning, which is them, reading and lecturing, to more critical thinking scenarios. And so that piece of simulation just ties those two together. They can see exactly what's happening with the pathology of disease and how they should be appropriately responding to those scenarios.
Other Pittsburgh healthcare workers, including medical residents, will also use that new facility when it opens. One of the longest standing dorms in the area hits a milestone. Pitt State is celebrating the 100th birthday of Willard Hall. It started as a women's dorm in the 1920s and cost $100,000 to build. It was shut down in the 1970s, and by the summer of 2000, renovation was completed and students had moved back in. Cost $4.7 million to renovate. Now it's mainly used as a residence hall for upperclassmen.
At the time, when we made the decision to renovate it, it was roughly 70 years old and really in disrepair, and we were kind of at that juncture of we either have to preserve it, restore it, or tear it down. And what a shame it would have been to lose a facility from our early years, one of the first handfuls of buildings on the campus. A
fun fact, students call Willard Hall Hogwarts. Yeah, Harry Potter. The Joplin Chamber of Commerce is giving back to the community garden at Crosslines. The chamber hosted an event where community members could come out and help mulch the garden. Several area banks volunteered to help.
So the greatest benefit is helping, but we're also making connections with other young professionals. So we're out making a difference in our community, and we are meeting new people, and we like helping the others in our community.
The chamber provided some tools, but volunteers were encouraged to bring their own. Not a bad day overall to get outside and do some garden work. Doug Heddy.
Yeah, a little gloomy out there. Temperatures a little bit on the chilly side for us today, but at least we got some scattered showers across the region. 62 it was our high. We should be topping out 72, so about 10 degrees below the norm. And we did get a few light little showers in our southern counties throughout the evening hours, but again, this has been very light, very scattered. So most of us have been dry. We do still have a few light little sprinkles in the Neosho over toward Monette, Aurora, Cassville, but besides that, I think overall, besides a few hit and miss little showers, we're pretty quiet as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Most of us are going to see temperatures into the upper 40s for overnight lows. We're sitting mainly into low to mid 50s at this point in time. So a random shower, eventually down to 47. Additional rain chances in the forecast. We're going to look at that here in a bit.
Catch you soon. 3 of 6 suspects in a Newton County kidnapping and murder case have pled guilty. The crime happened in July of 2020. Authorities say 6 people took part in the kidnapping and murder of Michael Hall of Carthage. They say Hall was bound, beaten, stabbed, and then shot to death. 3 suspects, Carla Ward, Russell Hurt, and James Gibson, agreed to plea deals this month. The other 3, Amy Thomas, Freddie Tilden, and Lawrence Vaughn, have plea hearings all set within the next week. Coming up, Missouri begins the process of licensing micro businesses of medical and adult use marijuana products. Plus, President Biden officially announces his bid for re-election. Missouri announces plans for the licensing of micro businesses for medical and adult use marijuana products. The application window for the first round of micro businesses licenses will be open from July 27th to August 10th. According to the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services, 48 micro-business licenses will be handed out through a random lottery drawing in October. Officials say applicants cannot submit more than 1 application per drawing. You can learn more on the KOAM News Now app. President Biden is officially running for the White House again, setting up a possible rematch between the current president and former President Donald Trump in 2024. Nicole D'Antonio reports from Washington.
Let's finish this job. I know we can.
President Biden got to work soon after announcing his bid for a second term, courting union workers in Washington, D.C.
Union workers are going to transform America, and union workers are going to finish the job.
In his remarks, the president launched a veiled attack on one of his potential Republican opponents in 2024, former President Donald Trump.
The threat the MAGA Republicans pose is to take us to a place we've never been, and where the last guy tried to take us.
Trump fired back Tuesday.
You could take the 5 worst presidents in American history and put them together, and they would not have done the damage Joe Biden has done.
Another Republican throwing her hat in the ring, Nikki Haley weighed in on the battle over abortion access.
I am pro-life. I am unapologetic or unhesitant about it.
Vice President Harris addressed the ongoing issue during remarks at Howard University.
There is a national agenda at play by these extremist so-called leaders.
With the campaign in motion, a recent CBS News poll found 55% of Democratic voters want President Biden to run again despite his age.
It's time to finish the job.
Now 80 years old, the incumbent president would be 86 years old at the end of a second term. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, Washington.
Former President Barack Obama reached out to supporters via email and social media today, urging them to donate to the Biden campaign. And another former opponent, Senator Bernie Sanders, said he's on board and will not challenge the sitting president. A little bit later, Special Olympics athletes show support for a Special Olympics Kansas official who recently lost her son in a car accident.
Plus, we still have some rain chances in the forecast. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be a gloomy day for us today. My computer locked up, so I'm just kind of stalling here for a second. But we had a few showers across our southern plains, and looks like rain chances still in the forecast over the next couple days. Let's go outside. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. It's still cloudy, but it's okay across the region. We can go ahead and zoom in. High temps should be into lower 70s. Nowhere near it today due to the clouds and the random light showers. We actually need some really beneficial rain because this is not doing much, and we haven't had much rain at all in the month of April. But you can see most of us low to mid 60s. We've dropped back. Most of us now lower 50s, 53 in Nevada, Chanute 51, Veneta at 50, Pineville is sitting at 51 degrees. When we go outside, 7th range line 54. Southwesterly winds at about 5, humidities at 72%. Random shower the rest of the night. Most of us dry. We'll drop back to about 47 degrees as we had some light showers really kind of skirt along and south of Interstate 44 throughout the evening hours. Now it's kind of rotated around us. We still have some sprinkles down through Newton County, Ottawa County, but that is really just about it. All the bigger storms or showers down through Oklahoma, and then thunderstorms once you get down into western parts of Texas where they've had some pretty big tornadoes down across western Texas. All right, so this is not going to end. We need widespread rain. It's been chilly, but the problem here, we got one more wave that passes by Thursday. Jet streams out of Canada, so that cools us down. High pressure out to our west blocks the pattern up. Until that breaks down, we can't get any bigger storm systems in here. Good news, no severe weather. Bad news, no beneficial rain. So that will start to break down in about a week or so, and then we'll get back into what, by that time, what May should really act like. All right, pretty dry tonight. Rain chances shoot back up during the afternoon and then through the overnight hours for us tomorrow night. So let's step through time. Random shower tonight, most of you dry. As we go through the morning, clouds thicken. Here's the noon hour. Very similar to what we saw today. A batch of rain along the Kansas-Oklahoma state line. Skirts across the southern half of the four-state area through the afternoon hours. It keeps us into the upper 50s, lower 60s. A break tomorrow evening, then finally Thursday morning, a little bit more widespread of rain, meaning from north to south. It's still going to be light, but at least we're going to have most of us getting a little bit of rain as we go through Thursday, and then this will rotate out as we get into Thursday afternoon. Day planner for you tomorrow, 53 at 9, 62 by 1, 55 by 5 p.m. with those showers picking up. And rainfall over the next 2 days, not a lot, especially if you live in our northern counties. Say Pittsburgh, maybe a 1/4 of an inch, Joplin, maybe a 1/2 inch. Heavier amounts in our southern counties, but still not heavy enough of rain. 59 tomorrow, 60 on Thursday, 67 Friday. Morning showers Saturday, and then the rest of the weekend looks pretty good. I don't know if I can remember my yard turning kind of yellow in April. So
yeah, this is really the time of year when things should be especially green.
And my yard is just burnt from last summer. So
yeah, there hasn't been enough rain since last summer. Thanks, Doug. Special Olympics Kansas is hosting several upcoming events for adults and youth in the Southeast region. Today, athletes gathered at Pitt State to compete in the Southeast Regional Track and Field event. Aaron Fletcher is the Director of Grants and Development with Special Olympics Kansas. To show appreciation for Aaron, athletes wore the name Fletcher on their shirts, honoring her late son, Josiah Lee Fletcher, who was killed in a car crash last month. 2 other events will take place soon. The Adult Southeast Regional Track and Field event is this Thursday at Pitt State. Another Southeast Track and Field event will be at Erie High School Wednesday of next week. Still had a dominant pitching performance for Webb City tonight in a rivalry game against Charles Junction, and national recognition for a Pitt State track and field athlete following a record-breaking weekend. Jacob Leonard has that and more up next.
Well, The Webb City Cardinals have played a pretty tough schedule to start the baseball season. Even with the tough schedule, the Cards are 11-9 overall, including 4-1 in COC League play. Now tonight, Webb City's back on the field against conference rival Carl Junction in the final game of a 4-game homestand. Now, Carl Junction gets their leadoff man on, but Kaylor Darnell settles in on the mound. Not one, not two, but 3 straight strikeouts for Darnell. Gets his team out of the inning. Now, bottom of the first, Webb City offense goes right to work. 2 runners on for Sean Hunt. Hard liner into right center, bounces all the way to the fence. Sam Weller scores. Cy Darnell right behind him. 2-run double for Hunt. Cards up 2-0 after 1. Back on the mound, Kaylor Darnell still cruising. He goes 6 2/3 tonight. 11 strikeouts. Webb City shuts out Carl Junction in the end, 6-0. Elsewhere in the COC, the Joplin Eagles kick off a 4-game homestand, hosting the Carthage Tigers this afternoon. That one is final, and it was a good one, but Joplin gets it done over Carthage 3-1. Anna Childress is racking up the awards this week for Pittsburgh State Track and Field. Childress has been named the MIAA Field Athlete of the Week, as well as the Division II National Track and Field Athlete of the Week. Now here's why she's earned the awards. Saturday at Pittsburgh State, the junior won the triple jump. She tied the Division II all-time record with a jump of 43 feet 8 inches, a mark she actually hit twice on Saturday. On her final jump, she posted 44 feet 2.5 inches. See there, that has the asterisk there because the wind rating was too high, so it technically cannot count toward the Division II all-time rankings, but still it does count as a Pittsburgh State record and the best mark in the nation this season. Check it out, she actually did all of this and it was her first time competing in the outdoor season.
It means a lot because I was not expecting it, if anything. Again, I just went out to have fun, and my coaches were kind of like, "Oh, you have a chance of breaking the outdoor record for our school," and I was like, "Okay, challenge accepted." Broke it, and I just wasn't thinking much of it, but just to see and being tagged in post and just like not even knowing was just like, "Oh, okay, I didn't know I did this," so it was just really nice to know.
It was our first time triple jumping outdoors this year, so we had really been focusing on just trying to iron some kinks out and just knock some rust off. We took a lot of time to rest after that indoor season. So with her just getting the opportunity to get out there and just feel a full approach rep, it was just awesome. So, I think there's a lot more there.
The St. Louis Cardinals dropped their series opener against the Giants last night, getting shut out 4-0. With that loss, the Cardinals have now lost 5 of their last 7 games. Tonight, St. Louis aims to rebound and even the series with San Francisco in Game 2. That one's in the bottom of the 6th inning. Cardinals trail at 2-1. Tommy Edman has a solo home run for St. Louis. As for the Kansas City Royals, they're kind of struggling too. They're 5-18 overall, and they've lost 9 of their last 10. Royals try to even their series with the Diamondbacks tonight, and right now they're actually up 4-1 in the top of the 7th. Both the Royals and Cardinals could really use wins tonight, but especially the Royals. They have not been a lot of fun to watch so far this season.
Doesn't look like this is going to be a very good year for Royals fans. We'll be right back. It's NFL Draft Week in Kansas City, and the first wave of fans are filtering into KC. More than 300,000 fans are expected to arrive by Thursday. Kansas City police are working now to keep everyone involved. Reporter Emily Rittman takes a look at steps taken to increase safety as well as security.
Kansas City's Emergency Operations Center helped first responders monitor 2 Chiefs Super Bowl parades and the Royals World Series parade.
With hundreds of thousands of people coming in, that parade basically drawn out over 3 days is kind of what we're looking at.
This week, the EOC will be used to keep an eye on an even larger crowd.
This draft area will be probably the 2nd largest city in the metro area at times, with the population of people that are there.
Cameras can capture multiple angles of the NFL draft and fan experience throughout the weekend.
If we need to adjust resources to somewhere, these cameras can give us that real-time intelligence that officers, firefighters, EMS people can act on immediately and not wait for reports of things to come in, but they can see it right away.
More than 20 law enforcement agencies from Kansas and Missouri, along with federal agencies, will be assisting the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department.
It's hundreds and hundreds, so it's similar staffing to what we saw for the parade. is what we will see over the course of 3 days.
A barrier has been placed around the NFL draft grounds, and security screenings will take place at entrance points.
Coolers with outside beverages, chairs, things like that, none of those things are allowed. Basically, it's just you and what you can kind of carry in your pocket.
Families are asked to make a reunification plan before they head down to the draft. Make sure to plan for what to do if your cell phone service is spotty or slow. There will be child reunification stations throughout the event. Police recommend writing contact information on a card or wristband.
If you think of it like a convention, this will be the biggest convention that downtown has hosted ever, and it's by a long shot.
The big takeaway: plan ahead. From parking to where to walk, you will want to take a look at available transportation information before you go.
Do our best to show the people coming from all over the world what Kansas City is about.
It's kind of exciting that it is coming to Kansas City.
Yeah, and it was planned prior to the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl,
Right.
which is cool.
But they decided to go ahead and win the Super Bowl because this makes it that much
Might
more
as
exciting.
well.
Why not? Yeah. So. The weather.
A hit and miss shower for us tonight. Showers picking up tomorrow afternoon again, mainly the southern half, and then wider spread showers on Thursday.
Final sports notes.
Round 2 of the MIAA women's golf tournament is in the books today. Missouri Southern women sit in 3rd right now, so they're still in the mix heading into round 3.
Very good. Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with some drone video of the site of the 2023 NFL Draft in Kansas City. Let's make it a great tomorrow.